This forbidden psychological hack makes people instantly respect you, and it has nothing to do with money or status. In fact, it's the exact opposite of what nice guys do. Stick around, because once you activate this primal switch in your mind, doors open, women notice, life bends, and the best part? It takes zero skill, just the courage to press play. Every glitch in your social matrix, be it talking to women, making friends, or claiming your place at the table, can be hacked with one thing: audacity. Raw, unfiltered, nuclear-grade audacity. The kind that doesn't wait for permission, doesn't apologize for space, and sure as hell doesn't second-guess itself in the mirror. What you're about to unlock isn't just a personality tweak. It's a complete metamorphosis, a scorched earth upgrade that doesn't ask society for approval. It takes it. And I'm not here to teach you how to nervously say hi at a networking event. I'm here to detonate the version of you that tiptoes. I'm talking about the kind of mental weaponry that lets you walk up to someone you barely know, tell them with a straight face that you're breaking up with them, and leave them standing there in stunned silence, unsure if they miss an entire relationship, or to erupt with chaos in the middle of the cinema just because it made your day. If that sounds like madness now, it won't by the time we're done. You'll crave it, because centuries ago, the men who led tribes weren't the smartest or most beautiful. They were the ones who didn't flinch, the ones who, in the face of uncertainty or danger, moved, spoke, decided, and that primal code is still embedded in everyone you meet. If you act with untamed self-belief, people will treat you like the lion in the room. They won't know why, they just will. That's how human programming works. Let your own energy and the rest will orbit it. But it starts with how you perceive yourself. You want respect? You respect yourself first, out loud, unapologetically, and relentlessly. So let's decode what audacity really is. Strip it to its circuitry. A bold move always holds two possibilities. You win or you look foolish. You approach someone you like, you either get the reward or the emotional equivalent of a slap. But here's the dangerous truth. The punishment isn't real. It's a ghost, a hormonal illusion designed by a paranoid brain. When you get rejected and your stomach flips, that's just cortisol whispering lies to your nervous system. If I injected those same chemicals into your veins in an empty room, you'd still feel like you messed up, even though no one was watching. So it was never about people. It was always chemical warfare. Internal, solvable. Think of it like this. You've been living inside a cage built by invisible hands. Other people's expectations, society's scripts, your childhood teacher's voice telling you to behave. But the real jailer is your belief that you need to stay in that box, that you'll break something if you step outside of it. Guess what? Break it. People expect you to laugh at the right time, speak at the right volume, wear the right face. But the second you do something they didn't program into your character, their matrix glitches, and your brain, conditioned by years of social fear, tries to drag you back into the normal lane. But that voice, that's not your intuition. It's your inner coward talking. Here's how you dismantle it. First, rewire your frame of reference. Realize that embarrassment isn't social, it's biological. Hormones, adrenaline, a false alarm set off by the threat of judgment that never arrives. When you internalize that, you take the first step into untouchable territory. But theory is nothing without reaction. So let me show you how boldness is weaponized. Let's say you trip and fall in public. You've got two paths. Panic and die 1,000 deaths in your own head. Or stand up, laugh, and own it like you planned the whole thing. Because people don't react to your action. They react to your reaction. Fall with shame, and they pity you or mock you. Fall with swagger, and they join your laughter. Same event, different energy. One makes you a joke. The other makes you a legend. Control the energy around you, and you control the narrative. That's the secret. People don't interpret your actions. They mirror your state. If you radiate fear, they'll treat you like prey. If you radiate playfulness, they'll celebrate you. If you radiate unshakable confidence, they'll follow. It's not about what you do. It's about what emotion coats your presence. You shift that internal emotion with one tool, body language. Not just any kind. Deliberate, dominant body language. straight spine, open chest, relaxed smile. These aren't just posture tips. They are chemical overrides. When you smile during discomfort, your brain can't sustain anxiety. When you expand physically, your confidence chemicals respond like they've just been summoned. Try it next time you want to crawl into yourself. Do the opposite. Smile wider. Sit taller. And suddenly, you're not in survival mode anymore. You're in command mode. Now, let's talk about the reward of being bold. Because it isn't always tangible. You don't always get the number, the deal, the applause. But what you do get is status. Magnetic status. Imagine two guys on a date. One plays it safe, keeps it cool, never breaks a script. He's polite, predictable, forgotten. The other stumbles, cracks a joke, starts singing on the sidewalk. He's unpredictable, alive, and unforgettable. Because humans are hardwired to remember what breaks the pattern. That's why boldness isn't about being better. It's about being impossible to ignore. And once you become that person, the wild card who never flinches, people don't just like you. They crave you because they see someone who dances under pressure, who doesn't panic under scrutiny, who's at home in the chaos. That kind of confidence can't be faked. It has to be earned. Earned by facing fire over and over until it feels like a warm bath. But to level up from acting bold to being bold, you need to detonate one final illusion. The myth that people are watching you. They're not. They're walking around lost in their own heads, drowning in their own worries. Every stranger you see is just a looping character in their own glitchy simulation. NPCs, non-playable characters, running basic scripts, stuck in their loops. That's the truth. You aren't the main story in their heads. You're background static. Once you internalize this, you're free. You stop bracing for judgment because you realize no one is paying attention long enough to judge. And in that space, you take over. You say the thing. You do the move. You stop needing permission and start becoming a gravitational force. Not because you're trying to impress, but because you no longer need to. This mindset will scare people. Good. Let it. Because most will never get here. They'll live inside their fear until the end credits roll. But you'll be dangerous. Not because you hurt people, but because you're immune to their opinions. And that makes you impossible to control. Don't wait to feel ready. You won't. Ever. You don't get confidence first. You earn it in battle. You speak while your hands shake. You flirt while your heart pounds. You walk into rooms you don't feel worthy of. And you don't leave until you do. Every time you choose a harder move, you send a broadcast to your identity. This is who I am now. Not the overthinking ghost of a man. Not the shell. Not the echo. But the storm. The fire. The unflinching rewrite. Boldness isn't a mask you wear. It's a mutation you embody. It's not what you do when people are looking. It's what you become when you realize their gaze means nothing. When fear becomes your fuel instead of your wall, the world starts to bend around you. And if no one told you this before, let me be the first. You're not supposed to fit in. You're supposed to shake the whole damn system. Now go. Be loud. Be strange. Be a glitch. And burn the old version of you with every step forward. What part of this lit the fire under you? Was it the freedom from judgment, the glitch in the social matrix, or the realization that nobody's watching you as closely as you feared? Drop your shift in the comments. And if you're ready to stop tiptoeing through life and start stomping through it with audacity, subscribe. The system doesn't bend for silence. It breaks for bold.